Greetings everyone and welcome to another, let's just say, look at a ship. This time I'm looking at the Tier 7 Premium aircraft carrier called the Saipan. Now this is a fast strike aircraft carrier with a top speed of 33 knots, shift rudder time of about 15 seconds. It's relatively fast, but this aircraft is not supposed to get in close quarters. It has no secondaries protected. The upsides of it, other than speed, it's got Tier 9 aircraft. The problem on the downside, they're small squadrons. Now, bearing that in mind, you have two choices of loadouts. Now, since I actually have brought info this time, you can either choose between Mach 8 Mod 1, which can choose up to 2 fighter squadrons and 2 torpedo bombers. Now, out of the box, if you choose Mod 1, you only get 3 torpedo bombers per squadron, so you only get a total of 6. The hangar is relatively decent, but it's not that bad, but it's not okay. Now, with the fighters, you get about a lot of them, but it's the same thing. If you don't have air supremacy, you only get 3 per squadron. Now, if you choose Mach 7 Mod 1, you get 3 fighters, which is what this is showing, and there will be a gameplay later, or sometimes during the recordings. You get 3 fighters and 1 dive bombers. Now, the dive bombers are very interesting because you get 8 per squadron. Now, these are Tier 9. Dive bombers means that they're going to do a lot, and yesterday I did a lot. I basically got a devastating strike on a destroyer with these high explosives. Yes, high explosives. This is basically before the AP bombs were introduced. Now, these aircraft are fast. That doesn't mean they can still be owned. This match will show why they're still owned. The Tier 7 carrier will basically rip my aircraft new one. I'm going to lay this online right now. If you want to pick up the Saipan, it's no longer on the tech tree. But if you have Saipan, that's nice, and you probably already know what I'm about to say. The alt firing on the Saipan with the dive bombers can hit alt. You'll basically see a half-open box with a straight line of your fighters. That's for the strafing. It comes in handy. However, that's a possible thing that you're gonna run out of ammunition. You're gonna run out of ammunition. That's basically it. That's all. That's basically it. There's nothing about that. Now, as you can see in this game, I have, well, I can't see much in the recording narrating, but you can see I have 4, 4, 4, and 9, meaning I have 11. No, not 11. 10 leftover dive bombers, meaning that your Saipan, if it has this style, you have enough for at least 2 full squadrons. You start out with 1 full squadron anyway, so you have 1 extra squadron left. If you lose that, you're down to your last dive bomber, and that's not good. Now, I didn't get a kill in this game, but I'm actually showcasing. I'm not good at aircraft carriers at all, but if you saw when you saw earlier the upgrades, you saw that I had Air Group Modification 1 increases the health, or no, decreases servicing, or well, actually no, I think it's what's this do? Yeah. I'm on the wiki though, so I'm actually looking at this. Okay, Air Group Modification 1. Oh, 10% average damage per second on aircraft guns, meaning that's good. Wait. Oh, A modifications now. For slot 2, I would go with damage control mod 1 because you're going to probably be set on fire and probably get torpedoed, so just have that ready. Steering and engine's nice, but you're an aircraft carrier. This thing doesn't care. Slot 3, you have a few good options. Either you want flight control mod 1, which basically reduces the time your aircraft stays in the carrier, and Air Group's modification 2. This one's a very interesting because your fighters gain a lot more health, and their damage goes up a bit. Yeah, 20% to fighter HP, 50% to fighter ammunition. That's actually good. AA is alright, but you have your fighters. Now the third one is very interesting. Either you have damage control mod 2, very tempting. I basically run it because the ship's already fast as it is, and I don't get into fights as much as possible. Propulsion modification mod 2, that can most be useful with the Saipan if you want to make a quick getaway. Steering gears mod 2 if you want to basically extend your getaway quicker. Those are very nifty options. Now, as I solidly say, yes, this without the proper detect, she gets a Saipan is easily detectable more than the basically. Well, let's just say the Independence Tier 6 aircraft carrier. I don't have the Independence, but I played the Ryuju, and Saipan gets spotted quicker. Now, this is wow. The optimal. I'm looking at the optimal configuration, and apparently it says what I. It's almost mirrored. The only problem is I don't have slot 3 in that. I have servicing, which is awesome. Awesome. Still. Now let's see what's going on in this match. Nothing usual. I'm trying my best to. I'm fighting off. I'm fighting off the aircraft carrier. Fighters. I'm trying to save our ships, but I'm not doing the I'm not doing the carrier role. See, this is morning. This is when actual players are on the game, and you get stuff like this where you're trying your best. And I just wanted to play the aircraft carrier because, I'm bored. I want to have some fun. So this was a lousy game for me. You can basically take it with a grain of salt. To those that actually play aircraft carriers, I'm sorry if I'm not good enough. I guess my battleships are fun. I'm basically about to unlock to Des Moines soon, and I'll be buying that cruiser. Lovely. Now, why am I showing this premium ship? Well, it's a very mixed bag. Because if you want to play aircraft carriers, see that this is no longer the tech tree. It was on the tech tree. Basically, the last patch that hit was this last Thursday, which was let me take a look. 4 days ago. So on the 8th, you no longer get to have the Saipan or the Enterprise or the Kaga. I don't have the Enterprise, but I was going to plan on getting it, but that's a lot of money. I don't have time for that. So basically, I've had this carrier for almost a year or so because I was constant with monitoring my money. Commander skills, obviously. Recommended. I'm going to say this downright. Well, it's optional, but you're not going to have dog fight expert because you're always going to face another Kaga. You're always going to probably face another Saipan, but you're always going to face the tier 7 carriers. The tier 7 carriers are always going to have, except Saipan, is going to have that dogfighting expert. Meaning the greater the tier, the greater the damage to your aircraft are. And the thing is, Saipan is tier 9. And you're facing roughly starting like tier 6 to tier 8 aircraft. Those lower aircraft will win if you're not good enough. So my recommendations are servicing. You can do rear gunner or go with crack rush, which is adrenaline rush. I automatically recommend emergency takeoff in all your aircraft carriers because if your carrier is on fire, you need to make sure that you're able to do more damage. Go with your secondary. Basic firing training is all right, but if you're doing the non-torpedo build, the air supremacy major because basically I'm looking at this wiki right now. You don't need the torpedo acquisition. It's fine. The torpedo, no, not torpedo armament enterprise. It's useful on Hirakaze, but not useful on Saipan. Yes, it'll reduce the time that your torpedo bombers are suspended. But most days now, since Kaga was launched, Saipan players have been using the 3 fighter loadout with the 1 dive bomber to shut down Kaga. And let me tell you, I've been on the receiving end of this, and I hated it. And I've tried my best to stay by allied aircraft ships for the AA. It's not hard. It's very hard. So why is Saipan getting show trades? Well, if you're actually looking, you can actually see why Saipan is useful. Well, with her three fighter loadout, it's very destructive. Yeah, as you can see, this is now the point of the game where I don't have any more fighters in reserve, and I'm still have like one dive bomber left in my reserves, but I'll give kudos to this carrier. Thing is, I was already too late to help defend this Roma because, like I said, I was basically in the middle playing chicken and trying to kill those fighters. And apparently, our team is signaling me to attack the North Carolina. I'm like, no, I'm not attacking the North Carolina because there's a Baltimore on the Freddy the Great, and Baltimore has that very nasty defensive AA that will rip carrier airplanes apart, especially tier 9s. This is a tier 9 battle, meaning that it's a bottom tier carrier but no damage. Wow. On a Fletcher. Oh well. So I'm gonna be down to whatever aircraft I have remaining. It's basically you have to play smart. And I don't know why that Baltimore was still alive to the very end of the match. Didn't get a kill though, but yeah, whatever. Long night, hard. Yes, apparently the recommended is useful-ish, but I wouldn't use it. Now you have you can actually throw signals on there to increase your stuff and such like that. Apparently it comes with its free camouflage, so that's all you need to know. Apparently, I'm also looking more into this, it's also based off the Baltimore class cruiser. The hull, well, the hull design. Yeah, it does look like a Baltimore strapped with a flight deck. Nice. So yeah, this ship has been in the game for about 2 years now. Got her like literally 8 months ago. So see here's what I'm talking about. Like trying to play dogfighting with the aircraft and trying to kill them as much as possible without losing whatever I have left. This alt firing, you're gonna run out of stuff real quickly. As you can see, I took down 2 without losing any line, and I ran out of ammo quickly. I'm trying to bait these fighters, but they're smart. Kudos to that carrier. As you can see, I'm actually sending my dive bombers down to actually go attack that North Carolina since he's a little bit farther away from anti-air support, and I actually know where his fighters is. I'm saying when the team just get in right there, because apparently at this stage in the game, a Saipan with low fighters is still in a very bad situation, but Saipan is still formidable at this stage in the game still, especially if you're down to about I believe I have like 7 I have 7 fighters left. 7 fighters can still wreck another carrier's job, but I think that's all I'm gonna get out of these fighters. It's not a particular game that I actually kind of enjoyed. I mean, I did fairly alright, but bottom of the score means I didn't do much. See, here we go, North Carolina strike. Now, now I'm basically coming around where see, right by the North Carolina is the Freddy the Great, and I know that North Carolina has very good AA, but alone it's not going to be enough. By looking at it, it's not a 9-point captain at all. So yeah, lost a couple of dive bombers on the way out and on the way in. Well, one actually. Apparently, basically taking. I don't want to give my dive bombers a chance to be killed. And there goes Baldwin. And there's Fletcher. Why is he hugging that island still? I was wondering that the entire match. Why is that Fletcher hugging islands? Yes, he's safe from some return fire, but the thing is, as soon as they're being pushed into a corner, and the enemy carrier's right there with the other two battleships. Oh, he did launch torpedoes away. But yeah, this was a 12k game. Not enough. Not enough. Didn't shoot down enough aircraft. I hope, because I actually like the aircraft carrier. People bitch at it for no good reason. It's not a. They're not bad. You just need to understand that this is what you're seeing from an aircraft carrier, the top-down view, and map awareness is the thing here. And apparently, wargaming has, from what I can tell, have started to address this. And this isn't nice, though. I don't like this one bit. It's not cool what people are saying about on the forums. So come on, guys, stop doing this. Yeah, not first win a day. Oh well. I mean, like, if to be honest, if the full retards come on, then yes, they're gonna bitch. But expert players like that Hiryu against the Saipan, look, I'm no pro, but that Hiryu knows what he was doing, and he basically shredded my fighters, and there was nothing I could do about it. So Saipan, in the long term, Saipan is still a nice ship to get. If you can get it, that's nice. If not, take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.